Back from Las Vegas, former UCM student and world-famous Elvis impersonator Matt Lewis performed his Long Live the King tribute concert in Hendricks Hall on April 18th. The show was sponsored by UCM's Performing Arts Series and the Center for Religious Studies.
We did a show back in 2007, and so Jeff Imboden called and asked us to come back. I think it might be a part of some kind of religious series that's going on.
I'm a professor and director of the Center for Religious Studies, and we plan this as part of our class, Elvis Memphis Messiah. I worked for about 3.5 years putting together the class. It's an online class. It's a fabulous class. And in the midst of it, I wrote a book, For the Love of Elvis. And I got the idea as one of the things that I did this year of channeling Elvis, of bringing in an impersonator. An impersonator gives life to someone that's dead and respects them and honors them in a really wonderful way. And that's what Matt did tonight. He brought Elvis back to life for us in a really great way.
So this religious studies, is it about how people worship people like Elvis? Is that it? No, it's not about that. It's an excuse to do a concert, isn't it? I like it.
I tell everybody I think he came out of the womb singing. He's been an entertainer all his life. And even though he's my son, every time I see him, I think, my gosh, where'd this guy come from? He's fantastic. He did his first solo when he was 3 in church. Beautiful, I've got it recorded. But he did his first Elvis in a talent show in Lee Summit when he was 12. He was a big kid, and he had big square shoulders, and even at 12 and 13, he looked like he was like 18. And of course, he fixed his hair and everything, and people went crazy, and he was hooked.
My dad bought one of the very first karaoke systems ever called the Singing Machine, and it had 8-track tapes. One of the tapes had Elvis music on it. So I started rehearsing that, and a few days before the actual talent show, my dad said it'd be funny to maybe dress me up as Elvis. So that's what he did. He drew on my sideburns, and I did the show and got a lot of attention. I went 5 years to college. My last 5.5. My last 2.5 years here at UCM, I dropped out a semester before graduating to become a full-time Elvis impersonator. So if you can imagine that phone call, hey, Dad, I'm dropping all my classes to be Elvis. Hello? You know. I've seen the world because of Elvis. I've seen the world. I've been just about anywhere you can imagine, and it's been a great education. The best part about my job is that I don't have to sit in a cubicle. You know, I work very, very hard. I mean, there are nights I stay up till 5 o'clock in the morning for weeks, and then I'll take a 3-hour nap, and then I'll go right back at it because we're putting a show together. But then I also have a lot of free time as well. I just shot a movie, had a little cameo part in, I think it's called Before I Go. It stars, it was directed by Courtney Cox, and oh, I should know this. Who's the guy who plays Stifler? What is his name? Anyways, he's the star. He's the star. I totally lost his name. He's not gonna watch this though. He won't care. But and this was filmed completely underwater. So we were all underwater, weighted down to the bottom of the tank with regulators, and then they'd pull the regulators out and we would act underwater. It was pretty wild. We do a lot of corporate shows in Las Vegas. I have a company called Simon Will Entertainment at simonwill.com, and basically people will hire us to do all sorts of shows, not just Elvis shows. The band plays live to some pre-recorded musicians, so it sounds like an orchestra. So, but this time it's basically myself and 3 musicians. Walter Bryant from Worlds of Fun is playing the bass, and we've got a couple of his buddies, Steve and Rod. They're playing drums and guitar. Excellent musicians. So, and video. We have video that streams through the whole show. That shows either pictures of Elvis or nice scenery or this type of thing.
When we found out that Elvis was going to be here, we came to see him.
Do we got a big Elvis fans in the house tonight?
Listen, we had a great show, we had a great turnout, and had a good time on stage, and I just want to say thank you very much for everybody who came to the show, and we'll see you next time. Oh, thank you very much.